It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Titans and the Cardinals.
"22 men ready to do battle. It's time to dance." And we are underway here on EA Sports. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
Okay, I'm not taking a turn to negative town, even though it's going to sound like it. The 2 interceptions he threw last week, those obviously have to be eliminated, and that was the focus of practice this week. But let's face it, he did throw 3 touchdowns.
And they got the win.
And they got the win, so I think it was a good week for him to work on things. Had some positives, the win being first and foremost. Now he's just got to eliminate those interceptions.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Benson. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it'll be second down. You talk about this Titan defense. They're currently 6th in the NFL in defending the run.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants him to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Nelson from the gun on 3rd down. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Titans now for their first drive. They'll be led out by their rookie quarterback, the young man from Georgia.
And talk about someone who has absolutely lived up to his scouting report, because when we evaluated him coming out of school, everyone salivated over his big arm. He absolutely has a cannon. And this coaching staff, they're not going to be afraid, even in his rookie year, to let him air it out downfield and find out what he absolutely can do.
Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers, because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
2nd and 9 now. That one complete to Anderson. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Well, this defense for the Cardinals, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
Yeah, they only allowed 13 points, and you can poll all 32 coaches, and I guarantee you they'd say, we'll take that every single week. But let me think about that for a second. Maybe there'd be one contrarian that would say, give me 10.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. Did he keep those feet in bounds? So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Fisher. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that's going to bring up second down.
The Titans at 2-1 now to start the campaign, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. You look at this Arizona defense.
And they've been excellent against the pass, the number 6 unit in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass.
And it's a Titans touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Titans are on the board first here this afternoon.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told, and it ends with a Tennessee score. There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away.
And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game.
The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. There's a short throw caught by Sanders.
Only able to gain a couple there, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while, get at least 2 first downs, give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Off play action, Nelson. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. A tall task ahead of them here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
There's a short throw caught by Sanders.
And he'll be stopped here well short of the 1st down at the 24-yard line.
Here's Tommy Townsend now,
as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Taken from just outside the 30.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now, Titans in possession of the football. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go.
They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. And look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. That'd be ideal.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. He finds his man, complete. It's Fisher. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to get this one down to the 30.
The time is called. Looks like a member of the Titans in some discomfort out there. They work now on 2nd and 9.
Off the play fake. Curtis. He finds his man, complete. That's Fisher. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 16. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Up the middle they go. Fields. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front.
And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Titans go up by 2 touchdowns.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. That time a 6-play drive and a 9-yard run on the end of it. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Avoiding the tackle, Bernard.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
The Cardinal offense here ready to take over.
Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive.
He finds his man complete. It's Riley. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. It's a gain of 35.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
On first down, it's Benson.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
That ball caught by Harrison. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 12-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
A give up the middle with Benson.
And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Now 2nd and 9.
This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength. Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
And it'll be intercepted.
And the Titans are going to get the football back at their own 17.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Sometimes I get almost mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, those eyes that carry their feet to open spaces, make people miss. I just love watching those guys go to work.
He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. Give him 7 yards on the carry, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning.
Now 2nd and 3.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their 2nd. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Here's 3rd and 10.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Fields. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the 1st on the 35-yard strike.
Now on 4th down, here's Ryan Stonehouse to punt for Tennessee.
This will be fielded at the 17. Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. He'll try again with the arm here on second down.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
While the incompletions on first and second down, it certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on third down.
On third down, here's Benson.
And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Here comes the Cardinals punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Pulled in at the 24. A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And it'll be Titan football.
The Titans going to go back on offense here late in this first half. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Curtis. He finds his man, complete. It's Fisher. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
The 20. And all the way down to the 9. A big play there just before halftime. 42 yards. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. A final shot before break. Curtis flushed out right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete. So we reach halftime here with the visiting Titans taking the lead into intermission. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Hi again, everybody. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we close out the...
All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup? We won't put up a fight. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the third quarter gets underway.
And this is not going to wind up anywhere near the landing zone, so this will be blown dead. And they'll move it up to the 40. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, second down.
In motion is Anderson.
Now he'll look to throw here on second and 10. Throw left side, complete. That's Fields. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's third and 10.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Out of the gun now on third down. Flush to his right. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now,
as he'll punt it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down. Off play action. Nelson.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here comes the Cardinals punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fielded at the 33. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Titans to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield.
Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Now 3rd down is looming, a pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there. Back to throw. Curtis.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now,
as he's on to punt for Tennessee. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And a good result there as that'll get out of bounds and pin them back at their 10-yard line. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
They'll get that complete to Franklin.
He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Nelson.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
What an advantage having a lead guy to build a defensive line because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
And he'll run on the inside handoff.
And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Cardinals offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And it's been a struggle for them all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making them ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. It's the Titans. They've got the football. They'll be looking to extend their lead here as we begin the 4th quarter. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. A handoff as they run the counter play. And a short gain down to about the 33. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now a handoff running through the middle. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. From the gun on 3rd down, Curtis eluding the pressure right.
Well, I took a real chance with that one, but it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The football going back over to Arizona now. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Operating from the gun. Nelson got his man complete over the middle. It's Franklin. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big play there on the catch and run. 31 yards. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Escaping the pressure. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
At the 48-yard line.
Looking to throw. Nelson. That's taken in by Franklin. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. And he is going to be out of bounds a mile away from that yellow line, and that will become a turnover on downs. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They'll start this drive out on the ground, and just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. And in this situation with a lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. A solid stiff arm. And he will have a Titans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 14. 1st down, Tennessee.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 86 yards for him on the ground now on that, his 20th carry of the ball game. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
So this one, a Tennessee Titan victory. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for Tennessee, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll have another road date next week with the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals,